Okay, so I always start these interviews off by just kind of letting you introduce yourself. How did you get into TikTok? And just tell us a little bit about yourself so that we can know more about you as a creator.
Okay. Let's see. So I've always done like modeling and acting and like events and I always had a 9 to 5 as well. So I always had like full benefits and I was just doing both and I'd take off my 9 to 5 to work these events. And then I met a few people that were into TikTok live and I started kind of going live just for fun. And then I learned about the ranks and the battles and I started having a lot of fun. And I got to the point where I started doing it a lot more and I was able to leave my 9 to 5, but keep up with my events and just stick to TikTok. It was a lot of fun. And that's really it. Like I felt like I was putting more work into myself instead of sitting at like a dead end 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point too where I was working a 9 to 5, leaving town for events, coming home, going straight to my 9 to 5. I had like no time for myself. And then I was also TikToking in the morning and at night. So it ended up being like a lot. So I did 1 year of that. And then I went full time TikTok events modeling.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you're still, so explain the events aspect. Like, what does that entail? Like your event planning, you're like,
So it started with like hosting events like locally and working with a lot of big brands. Like I've done a lot of Miller Lite modeling on the calendars and events like that, like NASCAR with Brad Keselowski. Um, and then I worked an event with Slingshot Polaris and I met some people through there. And then I started traveling with Indian motorcycles to Sturgis for rallies. And
okay.
then some of those guys moved over to Ducati motorcycles and I started working with Ducati and they just like really loved what I had to offer. So they hired me like anytime they have an event where they travel, I work with Ducati motorcycles. So if they're releasing a new bike and they have like a press launch, I'll go work that or any hospitality suites at any racetracks. So California, Texas,
Wow.
Daytona. And then I also work with Lamborghini. So I drive the Urus for the CEO when he's in town.
Nice.
Um, so I really just started prioritizing a couple big brands that take good care of me. And then when I'm not doing that, I'm TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's really cool. So I can see the modeling in that. So your bio says actress and model. Talk about how you got into that a little bit.
Well, my first pageant was when I was 4. My mom always pushed me into stuff. So I've done a lot of like short films, commercials. I was an extra at MTV In-Betweeners. I did TNT AEW. So I've done like a little short things here and there. The last thing I did was a AC commercial. What I actually have people come in my chat and told me they saw it. I had to go like looking for it to find it. So that was kind of cool. Just little things like that. If I get reached out to and I'm available, I'll do it. You know, if it pays and it's fun, I enjoy it.
So you're like an opportunist, but also just like you put a lot into yourself.
I'm a hustler. Yeah.
You're a hustler. I like it.
And I want to be happy and take advantage of all these things that I could do. Like with Ducati, I've traveled like all over the United States and I've experienced things that a lot of people my age or even older have never got to experience or never will, you know? So I, I got to a point in my life where I was like, what am I doing? You know, I just want to take advantage of these things while I have these opportunities coming my way.
Yeah. No, for sure. That's really cool. I think that's great. You're doing a lot and you're putting it into yourself too. So that's great. Um, okay. So I was obviously doing my research and I saw that you grew up in the foster care system. Is that accurate?
I was in foster care in 5th grade for almost a year. Um, my mom and dad got into a fight, and the neighbor called, and they removed the kids from the home. We lived with like a really close friend for the first couple months until they realized my mom was coming there all the time and spending all her time there. Um, So
That's
when they found that out, they moved us into foster homes. They separated my sister and I. We moved a lot, every day into a new foster home. It's hard to place kids in these homes. There's not a lot of room. Um, and then I was in the Osceola County Children's Home for about 4 months until my parents got us back.
okay. That sounds I mean that sounds like a little like traumatizing, like how it all went down and like the time frame. I guess like talk about how that affected you at that time. Like I guess socially, emotionally, like family wise, and then talk about how it's affected you in your adult life as well.
Well, at the time, I turned into a crazy problem child for sure. I was acting out a lot. I didn't want to be in a foster home. Obviously, I was, thoughts of running away every day, looking for phones. I had no contact with my parents, so if I did find a phone, I was calling one of them, which I got in trouble for that, and so did my parents because yeah, that wasn't allowed at the time. Being separated from my baby sister at the time was a lot. Um, yeah, I mean, it was tough. I switched schools so that because I was in the children.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. Oh, I can see what happened. I can see what happened. That's awesome.
Completely forgot about
Let's go.
I forgot about the goal. Mark, I love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot about the goal.
That's cool. That's super cool.
Mark, thank you. I freaking love you. MVP Mark. Guys, MVP Mark in the chat. Um yeah, at that time as a kid being taken from your parents with no contact, it was a lot. I remember finding a phone and calling my mom and telling her that I couldn't breathe because I was crying so hard. And I gave her the address of where I was. I remember the address till this day. And the ambulance came, and I couldn't breathe because I was crying so much. That's what it was. And I still made friends. It was crazy because there was a teacher at this new school that was my elementary teacher at my school by my home. So
Interesting.
I spent a lot of time in her classroom because she was familiar to me. But I was really excited to go home. I can tell you that. It was tough. There wasn't a lot of beds in the children's home or rooms, so I had a cot in the library. That was my room.
Wow.
Yeah. I actually got a room the day before I left. So I only had a room for one day in the Osceola County Children's Home.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So honestly, I think it made me stronger as a person, growing up and getting older and realizing like you you want a place to call yours that nobody can take from you, So I think that's one thing that made me so motivated. Um, I wanted to have my own things. Nobody can take from me. I don't have to move around. Nobody could tell me I can't be here or I have to leave. I mean, unless I don't pay my bills, but
Yeah.
I think that's where some of my motivation came from. Is where I say this often of where I don't want to be.
Right.
I personally think the trauma part affected my little sister a lot more than myself. Um, but I don't know. I always feel like everything happens for a reason, and even though it was a really crazy hard time for my family and myself, it's made me who I am today. Um, yeah.
That's really cool. That's awesome that you found a way to spin it to be something that can be motivating and that you feel like you've become more resilient instead of the alternative, which is,
Yeah, I mean,
what
it's just
trauma can
opened
do.
my eyes a lot to the system, and there's a lot of kids in there that don't deserve to be in there. There's a lot of parents that don't deserve to lose their children, and there's not a lot of space for them. And, not every foster home is loving. And then a lot of these kids, when they're turning 18, they're getting pulled right out of the system and they have nothing. So, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. Do you want to share any like specific stories from in there? If you don't want to like revisit it mentally, also just let me know. We can move on. But I mean, I feel like a lot of people are intrigued because that's such a unique story, you know?
It's just a lot of like moving around. You're spending a lot of days in the office, a lot of nights in strange homes, a lot of nights on couches, a lot of nights with a lot of kids you don't know, where they don't have room for you, where they're picking you up in the morning. I talk to my parents only supervised visitation at the office or through letters. Um, don't have any of your stuff. So if you're a kid with like favorite toys or things to do, you don't have any of that. If you have siblings, there's a good chance you're not going to be with them.
Yeah.
I don't think it's what anybody expects, or what they think it's going to be like. There's no room for these kids. I was in like at the children's home. They have a girl area, a guy area, and then a problem house. There was no room for me at first, so I was in like the problem child house, and there's bullies too. Um, so I mean,
It's like a little prison area kind of like
it's like a little house that has like it had a little kitchen, a little living room, and like two bedrooms, and they basically are separated from everyone else because they're like trouble.
wow.
Yeah, and they didn't have room for me. Yeah, that's another thing that sometimes kids are removed from bad situations and put in more bad situations.
Yeah. Yeah, right. And then, I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of developmental issues that carry over, and then it's just this cesspool of people that just need love, really, that are not getting it and are just like, there's no support.
I really just thought of like running away a lot, or I was just trying to always. It's crazy because I felt like I was always in survival mode. I'm trying to remember my surroundings. I'm on a new school bus. I'm going to a new school. Like, I'm trying to remember like the turns I'm taking and where I'm at and addresses that I see. And so if I do talk to my mom, I could tell her addresses. And it's like I was in fifth grade, so
Yeah.
it was tough. I'm not gonna lie, but
Yeah.
I
It
remember.
seems like it did lead to, for you, something good, which
Yeah.
making a good thing out of of a bad situation is so hard. So
I mean,
it's
I'm blessed to say I got put back with my parents, and they fought very hard to get us back as soon as possible.
yeah, wow, that's
Yeah, I
intense.
remember I was sitting in school reading a story about a golden retriever that was living on an airport that would chase birds away so the planes could land, and the dog was getting old, looking for a home. I got called to the office. My parents were waiting for me at the children's home. That
Oh,
that was my day, and I went home.
I just got goosebumps. Yeah, that is intense. And it's not like you were born there. Like you were in a sense ripped away from the family that you grew up with.
That took My parents took care of us. We weren't like mistreated kids. So it makes me think too, like how many children go through that.
Yeah, yeah. Have you ever like thought about like any type of volunteer work with that or like anything that you can do
I
in that?
actually have friends here locally that help kids age out of foster home,
Okay.
and I've helped them with some things, and then I've done some modeling. They have like shirts for sale that go towards charity and stuff. So I've helped them with some things, and they've actually asked me to come do some speaking stuff.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't yet, but I've talked to them about it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's awesome. Um, okay. So I saw that you like to play Fortnite.
I
What do
do.
you think about the new season, first of all? I need to know that.
I always love a switch up. I
Uh-huh.
don't love that I'm gonna get used to not reloading my guns. And I don't know shit
Mm.
about Star Wars or Star Trek. I don't know really much about that. I like the spaceships. I like to drive and fly. So, but it's good. It's a nice switch up.
Yeah, yeah. I like the infinite ammo. That's nice.
I feel like I'm going to get used to not reloading, and when we have to reload again, I'm going to be all messed up. But I've been gaming my whole life. I went from PlayStation to Xbox, and now I'm on PC with mouse and keyboard for about a year.
Yeah, yeah. That's fun. That's really fun. Um, okay, so before we get into like the elephant in the room, I do want to ask you about like your previous relationships. Um, so like besides Justin, right? Like have you dated other like toxic men?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think I'm attracted to toxic.
Okay, okay,
Oh yeah, tall, tatted, toxic, usually my type.
okay. Interesting.
Um,
So,
but I'm a relationship girl. My last relationship was probably about 3 years ago. I thought I was going to marry this guy. We were together for, I don't even know, all through COVID, before COVID, all through COVID. We separated for a little bit, got back together, and there's something with me is when I separate from someone for a little bit and try to get back together, it's never the same for me. The connection's broken, the trust is damaged, everything's damaged. It just never feels the same for me after that. So it just didn't work out, and I didn't want to waste his time or my time. So I actually broke that off. And I mean, that's really, he was probably the best guy I dated actually.
okay, interesting.
He was a baseball coach, not really that into social media, great family. Um, he did like to drink. I think I have a thing for drinkers too, maybe. I don't know. But
Okay. You like to drink, you said?
my ex did, yeah. No, not me. I've been sober now for almost 2 years.
You've been sober for almost a year.
October is 2 years.
Okay. Because I saw a video, like, sober from alcohol?
Yeah.
Okay. I saw a video, of you in Disney World. Disney World, right?
I didn't drink.
Really?
Yeah, I drove home.
You were sober? Oh my gosh. You were dealing with all
Driving
the
that man home, y'all.
Oh my gosh, I wanted to go back and do like a drink count, but I just decided not to because it's like we don't even
No,
have
they
to.
actually all did really well too, because a lot of them they shared just to taste stuff. It probably seems really bad in the video, but we also and we ate in every country too.
Yeah.
We ate,
Yeah.
and they sipped like everything. So
Okay. Okay. That's valid. That's valid.
they did a lot of sharing. So it might look crazy, but if they had a flight, they were sharing a flight, and it's between three people.
Okay. Yeah. So then it's almost like taste tests at that point. It's like a wine tasting or something.
Yeah.
Um okay, so you just to be clear, like do you feel like you've been in healthy relationships generally? Or have they
I mean,
all
I've had my share of little both.
okay. Okay. Cool. Um yeah, I know I hear you muting. I know that's like
And
so
no, it's fine. I do it all the time when I'm streaming.
okay. Okay, so I guess give us the backstory on how you and Cash first met because you guys were friends for a long time.
Um, I think we were just, I don't even know how I first met him, honestly. Just on the app with maybe through Mama Deb. We go live in the mornings. We do coffee with Cass and Mama Deb Monday through Friday in the morning around 8. So Justin kind of started joining in on that. And that's really it. We kind of just built a friendship from him just jumping in my box or hanging out in my live. And that's just how it started. We were friends probably maybe like 2-ish years.
Yeah.
Like around the beginning of me streaming and when I met Mama Deb, I think I have the worst memory. Just throwing that out there. But
Same. That's the same.
I thought it was from drinking, but since I quit, it's not getting any better.
Yeah, yeah. Um, okay, so you guys never like technically dated, right?
We did not.
But you had like maybe like a situationship,
Yeah,
or
I guess you could call it that.
what would you call it?
Um, I don't know. I never really called it anything. We were kind of, I guess you could say, talking. He came here. We all hung out with friends, and I mean, we probably talked a little more after that than normal. But I always felt like we were close friends. So I even told him this, maybe, spending a little more time together like that. If that didn't happen, it probably wouldn't have ruined our friendship. But I mean, he said that's not the case, but maybe, yeah,
Spending more time? What do you mean by it?
like like hanging out, him coming to my house for a week and us getting to know each other a little more in person like that. Maybe if we didn't, we'd still have a decent friendship.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe not.
Okay. So you guys hang out for a week at your place. What was that like?
We had a lot of fun. He flew in. We all went out bowling with some local friends of mine. Hung out, played pool. Next day, we all went to Disney. Tater and Brian went with us as well. We met them in Orlando. Spent a full day in Disney, probably um, like 6 a.m. to midnight. We got home probably 2 a.m. I mean, we also, this is probably the most public situationship, I guess, I've ever had. I usually don't tell people about anything unless I know they're going to be with me. Until I know what's going on, I don't let anyone know what's going on. But since we're both live streamers and we just didn't really care, we enjoyed it, we had fun. Um, we everything was live.
Yeah.
So we went to Orlando. We had a Disney day with Tater and Brian. Justin and I came back for a day or two, and then Tater and Brian came and stayed here for a couple days as well. So I had everybody at my house. Everything was live. We went to the races with some of Justin's work peeps, and yeah, we all had fun. It was a good time. It was a good week.
Yeah, no, that is fun. That is fun. So everyone was at your place. It wasn't just him.
It was just him for a couple days, and then it was Tater and Brian as well.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Um, okay, so that switches my question because I thought you were drinking in that video. Like, I don't know. You seem like you're a lot of fun, like even sober. So that's
Thank you.
cool.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, that's cool that you can have that like I don't know, like drunk, whimsical energy without even taking a sip of
I've
anything.
probably upped my caffeine intake a little bit, but for sure, yeah,
Yeah, you would have to, I feel like. But
yeah.
um okay, so I guess in that case, did the alcohol ever lead to any issues during that week? Or like the trip to Disney or anything? Like, was that something that was
No,
problematic whatsoever? No.
no, no.
Okay.
I mean, he's an adult. And there was no issues really. I mean, Tater and Brian drink a little bit, not much. Honestly, Justin didn't drink a crap ton. There was like when we went out to the track, they all had a couple drinks, or if we went out. But other than that, like he didn't drink like I think some people think. you know.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Um, okay, so obviously, like, if you've seen any of my interviews, I do check like every possible resource that I can on the internet just to like understand somebody. I don't believe everything I read. This is the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I did see a comment that was a little concerning. And it was talking about you potentially, which I don't believe this, but it was saying that you were encouraging his drinking, maybe like it was like posted like a year ago, so I don't think it was anytime
Yeah,
recent.
no, I mean, I think a lot of people, you guys have seen a lot. I've been very transparent on here, and that's one thing I've never done. I've always said, he's an adult and he's going to do what he wants to do. If I don't think he needs any encouragement, really. And not a lot of people know this, but he has a heart issue, so he shouldn't. We probably shouldn't encourage it anyways. He shouldn't be
Yeah.
drinking at all. But I mean, he's going to do what he wants to do at the end of the day. But I don't think he needs any encouragement for that. And if you care about it, you shouldn't encourage it because he's going to drink regardless. But no, the answer is no.
Okay.
Never.
Yeah. Um, so I guess because I'm getting like two different parts pieces of this now about how you felt about his drinking, but I guess I'll just ask like outright. I
Mhm.
mean, how the drinking situation affected you and him.
It didn't affect me. He's gonna do. I've always said this publicly. He's gonna do what he wants to do. If he wants to drink, he wants to drink. He knows. He's always known how I felt about it. Like if you care about somebody that's a heart condition and they're drinking a lot, I mean, wouldn't you say like, hey?
Right, and that's kind of where I'm coming from with that question. Like, it's not so much how like his, drunken nights, did whatever. More so just if I care about somebody and I'm seeing them like do something that's actively hurting themselves in some way or another, then that hurts me, like inherently,
For sure.
you
So I
know?
mean, I voiced myself to him on about that topic, and he knows how I felt about it, but I'm also like not controlling and I'm not going to demand something or tell him what to do. He's a grown man. So, um, once he knew where I felt about it, that was really it. I didn't need to go about it anymore.
Okay. So going into the situationship that you guys had, I guess, can I call it that? I don't know what to call it, honestly.
Sure.
It's like,
I could just call it that, I guess. Yeah.
okay. Okay, exclusive relationship, right?
Sure, whatever. What
Yeah.
about it?
Because
Going
you
in,
guys were exclusive. That was kind of the discussion that you had, correct? It
yeah,
wasn't.
we had a little discussion about like if we decided to explore other options, we would just let each other know.
Okay. Okay. So it's like you weren't actively seeking anything, and if something came up, then it would be communicated, and that would be that kind of. It wasn't, there weren't like too many pressures or anything like that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no.
That's cool. Yeah. So going into that, knowing that he did partake, um, in that, I mean,
So I've known Justin for a while, and then the Justin that I've spent time with that came to my house that was not the Justin that I first met. He had seemed like he wanted to be better for himself, and I think a lot of people watching felt the same. Um, and that was really it. I think that's when things kind of started changing for me. We got closer, and you know, we came here and we had a good time. You know, I've always liked Justin. He's been a good friend of mine. So
so okay, I really respect the way that you're handling all of this right now because I will say I might have not been handling it the way that you're handling it. So I respect it. What happened though? Like I think we all just want to understand like what went wrong.
I think all of us are probably going to continue to have that question, considering we could only really go off of what he has said, and it's he wakes up and he doesn't want to fuck with certain people. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know what he's got going on or what he's going through or what he really wants. But I mean, it kind of started. We were all in boxes one night. He heard JT sent me a uni. I threw lions to somebody. He dropped out of the box, went live, blocked JT. The next night, started unmodding everybody and blocking everybody with my emoji, and it got a little toxic, a little wild. Yeah, so honestly, like I couldn't give you, and that's more of probably a him answer. I have a lot going on off the app as well, and at the time I did. So I basically just told him, I'm here if you need a friend. I don't really know what's going on. If you are going through something, I'm here if you need something, and that's really it. We've had a few words where I've heard him talking on live, and I've shot him a text, and he's answered while he's been live. We talked on the phone Saturday night for a few hours after I got off live. Um, I don't really feel the conversation went anywhere. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know what really happened besides the fact that he doesn't want to fuck with certain people anymore.
So you almost, from what I'm getting from your perspective, because there's always, when something happens between two people, there's one person's perspective, there's yours, and then there's the truth, right? Because it's like,
Yeah.
you know, from your perspective, it was like a flip switched, potentially because he saw a uni across the top of the screen, and then that was the end of.
It definitely feel like there was a flip switch, if that's what you want to call it. But I'm not really sure what where like if that's the case. I don't want to say like yes, he's mad. I got a uni from his friend, and then I sent lions somewhere else. But
You can only speak for yourself.
yeah, I mean, I don't really know. So
Wow.
that's why I mean I can't really answer that question. Besides, I think he said it the other day. He said he just wakes up and doesn't want to fuck with people, I guess.
Did you? Okay, you don't have to answer this. Did you guys like hook up?
Yeah.
Okay, see that to me, that's like I don't know. If somebody and I had like that kind of connection, and then over like I don't know, a couple $100, like I don't know how I would handle that.
I mean, I can't say that it doesn't bother me because I also felt, he's been in my life for a long time, and we were
For years.
friends. Yeah. So, um, and for someone to act like they don't give a fuck about people that have been in their life and stood by them and supported them for a very long time, like that's not okay. At the end of the day, I don't think that's okay. But who knows what he's struggling with or what he's going through on his end. So, I mean, me as thinking as a friend, like it is what it is. And, at the end of the day, I have to focus on me and what I'm going through as well. And if he needs a friend, I'm pretty sure he knows where we're all at because not only did he burn this bridge, but there's been multiple bridges he's burned this past few weeks. So,
So he has completely burned this bridge with you. There's no chance for you guys to like ever have more than a friendship connection again.
I don't know about that. It's hard for me to fix a broken connection. I've said that already.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Um, and I feel like there's a lot of damage that's been done, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I would be able to fix that connection. But if he needed like a friend, I
Yeah.
I'd possibly still be there. Just being real, you know.
Yeah. I
I
guess
I feel like I know a lot about him. he knows a lot about me. It's like it'd be tough to like not be there for someone who might be going through some shit that might need just someone to talk to, you know? Regardless of anything he said or done to me, like posting a shit video.
Mhm. Yeah. Um, okay. It's just hard for me to like believe, I guess, that the only reason that you guys didn't last was because of a uni. Like I feel like there had to be something else there. Even if it was like as simple as he just wanted to like be with other women or something. Like I feel like maybe it was an excuse. Like I don't know. Like unless who? Okay, JT. You're saying JT was the person that sent
Got
you.
blocked after we were all in boxes that night, yeah.
Who is JT to him? I guess.
They were friends. I met JT through Justin.
Okay.
So
And
I'm friends with JT because of Justin, basically.
yeah, interesting.
And JT was a little shocked by it too. We were both like, what? You know, like what just happened? You know, I'm not sure. Maybe there was more behind it. Like I said, I can't really speak for him and his reasons for his choices or decisions he's made the past few weeks. But
How do you feel about this concept of your supporters supporting other people? Because it's every creator has their own perspective on this app. Um, I don't know his. I know mine. Um, yeah. How do you feel about people that support you actively all the time? Maybe even like DMing other creators, you know, gifting them.
I would say a lot of my people are very, very loyal and very good to me. I think it's very common nowadays um, for supporters to have more than one family. You know, um, I personally feel like if you're spending all your time in a creator's live and then you drop nothing for them and then you go and you drop 100K on someone else, it's like, then why'd you spend your whole day with me? Or why do you spend all your time with me? Almost, you know? Not to say like I it's tough. That's it's tough to navigate and explain. Um, but a lot of my people do support other people or support within our circle or group, you know? Um,
Is that a conversation you ever had with him?
with Justin.
Yeah. I feel
Um,
like that's a normal conversation. Whenever you grow close with another creator, I feel like you have to
my
talk.
people have all my people have supported him. All my people. A lot of us, if it wasn't for some of my team or my peeps showing up for that series, I don't know if he would have won a lot of those.
Yeah. So, but is that a conversation that you had
Um,
specifically?
no, not really. I mean, like I said, we were really close. He was a really close friend of mine. Um, and a lot of my top gifters dropped on him very heavy. I mean, my one of my top gifters has an emote in his live. You know, I was probably one of his top supporters. I
Mhm.
threw the most for sure in his live. I'm his only level 50.
Mhm. Okay. And he never shared his views on his supporters supporting others to you either, right? That's
I
what it
mean,
sounds like.
I don't think it was something we really had to discuss. You know, he spent a lot of time in my box, so a lot of his chat was in here with me, anyways. You know, like our teams kind of turned into just hanging together all the time because
Yeah.
he was always in my box. You know,
Yeah.
so I don't
Yeah.
think it was something we really like worried about or felt like we needed to talk about. It was never like a competition or anything like that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Um, Interesting.
Yeah, we actually, I mean, we kind of came up with this probably more on our side, but we started saying, kiss my cash because I'm the lips emoji and he's the cash. So it was
Yeah.
like, you know, and I was all for us all supporting each other, you know? We spent a lot of time here.
Yeah.
And it was entertaining for everybody. Like everyone liked us in boxes and messing around and hanging out or whatever, you know?
Was there ever any time like because I know that you guys were friends first and then you were maybe talking stage, maybe not, nobody knows, and then decided to one day have the exclusive conversation. Was there any like coinciding for you? Because I don't know about for him, but like you talking to other guys at the same time while you were talking to him?
No.
No? Okay.
No, I mean, especially somebody like Justin, if you if he feels like for 1 second he can't trust you, he's not gonna fuck with you. You know? So I wouldn't give somebody I'm talking to an ounce of reason to not trust me. So I mean I would never. I think it was very clear to everybody where my priorities were, um, and who they were with.
Okay. Do you think that the lack of trust was something that led to?
I don't think we had any lack of trust. I
No.
don't think that was an issue. I mean, I can't speak for him, but I don't think it was on either side. I mean, yeah, even when he was here, there was some Reddit posts being posted, and I was on my phone reading it because people were sending it to me, and I had never been posted bad about. So I was like, what is going on? And I mean, he even had my phone in his pocket for like a day or two, you know? So, because I was on it while we were putt putting. And I'm like, look at this.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that app is dangerous. I honestly, it's like kind of disgusting. I have to look at it to like see what people are thinking about my
I
interview.
honestly don't look. I just get it some sent to me, but it's seems like a lot of nonsense. But no, I'm very loyal. I'm very honest. If I'm talking to somebody, I don't see a reason to entertain anybody else. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm a busy person, you know.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
would I wouldn't be talking to that person if that's the case.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. So it seems like you have multiple streams of income. Like you're kind of you kind of have your eggs in like all these different baskets and you're pretty busy. Do you feel like that's something that gets in the way of your relationships at all?
Um, I mean, I could see, maybe a man that doesn't make as much as me feel a little, I don't know, is it like an ego thing? Um,
Yeah, like intimidated, right?
yeah, maybe a little intimidated, maybe, but um, I, possibly, possibly, maybe a little, yeah, insecure or something. I'm not sure,
Yeah.
but yeah,
So, okay. Yeah. I also I looked at your it's not called Twitter anymore. It's called X now.
next, okay. I don't even know what's on there. Great, okay.
Girl, you are a dime. I feel like if I was dating you, I would feel insecure AF because like you're fire. Like you look so good. Like I would be like, no, don't look at my lady. Like look
I've
over
always
there.
told myself I definitely need like a strong, confident, like
Yeah.
secure man. Because I mean, I've definitely dated guys where they're like, "Oh my God, why you're gonna post this?" Like, I don't know if I could date you if you're gonna have this on your Instagram. Stuff like that. That these days are very silly to me, especially because I've always done like modeling and stuff and had photos and yeah. I
Yeah.
think that was a little something with my ex that was a baseball coach. He's like, I'm gonna be recruiting, and then they're gonna see my girlfriend, and then you're going to be in a bikini or whatever on your Instagram, you know.
Yeah. So okay. I guess you said you were married, correct?
No, I've never been married. I thought that was I was going to marry my
Got
ex,
it.
the baseball coach one. Yeah, no, I've never been married.
How long was that relationship?
I'd probably say we broke up once and got back together. Probably a total of 5 years, maybe four.
Okay. Was it like your longest relationship?
I've always been in like long-term relationships. Like my first boyfriend I dated for like 5 years, and then my second real boyfriend was like I think it was like almost four. Um,
Yeah.
so it's like I've always been a relationship girl.
Yeah. Yeah. And like 5-year plan? Like are we thinking like maybe marriage at the end of that? Like what do you want? You do want to get married, right?
So there was a time where I was about it. I I now I tell myself I'll do the whole ring thing. I'll do the big party, the celebration. I don't. I'm not going to do the paperwork thing. I don't think unless it's something that my guy's really passionate about. That's different. But if it's on like my choice, I don't need the government to tell me anything about my marriage or my relationship. So I think I'll avoid the paperwork.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of my mom, right? Like, she was dating her current husband for 10 years before they decided to do it. I feel like sometimes that's kind of what you need is that, like, I don't know, like
Yeah,
almost
I
a
don't need the
promise.
government involved in any more things in my life. You know,
You said what?
I don't need the government involved in any more things in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it a financial thing too?
I mean, maybe yeah. I mean, that isn't it a waste of money? I mean,
I
I got a lot of other things I'd rather buy or spend my money on. You know.
Yeah. It's, I guess, for sure a waste of money, but if you're dating someone who has less money than you and you're splitting it, right? Then you're,
Oh yeah. No thanks.
yeah, yeah.
You can move in with me though.
Okay, besides relationships, what is your 5-year, 10-year plan? What do you like? Obviously, you're very successful. You have a list, a roster of like insane accomplishments. You have like every woman's dream job. Um, like a model, like that's crazy. You look amazing. Like, what do you want to do? What excites you? You know?
um, Honestly, I haven't thought too much into the future. I'm really focused on just living in the now and taking advantage of everything that's coming my way right now. And
I
so
like that.
far, the way I've done that is has led me to where I am today. So I just want to really stay focused and motivated. And right now, I've booked at least one event every month for the rest of the year where I'm traveling to a different state and I'll experience something new. And then I'm just like booking trips with friends, and I just want to like do things and experience things, and that's really it. Spend more time with family. My little sister is having her second. I'm gonna have a nephew now, so it's like um, we got a lot going on in our family. Yeah, so family and just really staying focused and just staying motivated. And
Yeah.
obviously, I prioritize TikTok as well. It's not my only thing, but I love what I do here. So anything I could do here to make this better as well is on my list of things to do.
Cool. Yeah. I am curious, after everything that you and your family had to go through at such a young age, I mean, what does your family dynamic look like today?
Um, my mom and dad that my family's it's crazy. It's crazy. My dad and my mom are not together. Um, my mom has a lot going on. She was in a car accident. She hasn't been working. She was hit by a semi truck at a red light. and within the last 9 months or so, had neck surgery and back surgery. So she's not working right now. But my mom's very loving, the biggest heart ever. Um, my dad is very big on, he works very hard, and he's just really big on keeping us three girls together and making sure that we just continue to grow up and have each other's back. He wants to make sure me and my sisters are really close. I have a little sister and an older sister. My oldest sister is lieutenant commander in the Navy, so she's very busy and always traveling and being stationed in different places. So we just try to spend time together when we can. And then my little sister is very pregnant, literally about to give birth at the beginning of June.
Nice.
Yeah, and we
That's
have
exciting.
a beautiful niece that I'm obsessed with. That is, when we're together, she's glued to me. Um, so yeah, we just stick together. That's it.
That's
Even
awesome.
though we're all over the map, we're like this.
You're still super close. Do you like talk on the phone all the time and just like catch up every day
I'm
or
gonna be honest, no,
okay.
because our schedules are very different.
Yeah, it's hard as an adult. It
Yeah,
is.
and with streaming and stuff, I'll get off here at what, like 11, 12, and everyone's like asleep. I called my dad yesterday midday, he's sleeping, you know?
Yeah.
But we are in like 17 group texts that pictures come through of like the baby every day, and that's, I mean, yeah, we're really close. This was today's.
Oh. Oh my gosh, she looks like she's from like a Disney movie. That's adorable.
We call her Bean.
So cute. So freaking cute.
Yeah. So yeah, just 17 group texts with the fam. And my mom likes to send everything on Facebook. That's great.
Yeah, yeah, that is great. I feel like a close relationship with your siblings is it has to be like directly correlated with like friendships. It has to. I feel like do you feel like you have really close friends? Like
Yes.
really genuine friendships?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty much family. All my local friends are pretty much family. Like I get invited to every holiday. I don't have family in my city, so I'll spend it with them. All my friends have kids, so I'm Aunt Cassy or Aunt. Some can't say the C, Aunt Sassy.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, I actually, the Van fam that comes in my chat sometimes, I watch their kids once or twice a week. Actually, they have two toddlers. One's 5, one's 2. So I'm blessed to say that if they need to go to work all day, I can watch the kids. I don't have a 9 to 5. Sometimes they know I have like my coffee hour in the morning, and I'll stream sometimes with the kids, showing I'm getting one ready for school.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we love a powerful, family oriented, financially stable lady. That's awesome.
Yeah,
You
and
seem
then
like you're doing great in life. Like, I guess, what's your highlight and what's your low light right now in your life? Like, what is something that you find yourself ruminating on sometimes and that you want to find a solution for? And then what's something that you're just really proud of yourself for in life?
hmm, um, my high. We kind of went over this a little bit this morning at coffee. My high is I'm I feel like we take our health for granted, like,
Yes.
so I'd say my high right now is that I have a roof over my head. I wake up, I'm healthy. I have a lot to look forward to. Um, right now, my current low, my family's going through some things. Um,
Yeah.
I don't want to get into it too much.
Yeah. Absolutely.
My dad lost his mom, so we've been dealing with that a little bit. And um, yeah, I think that's it right now for this moment. Probably more family time. Um,
I love the health discussion too. It's like I feel like it's really you're right that a big group of people, at least in our current society, like American society. I don't know if it's because of the healthcare system, because of the food we eat, because of the lack of public transportation, what it is. But I do feel like a lot of us are not even caught some of the health related behaviors that we need to practice. And that can lead to being sick or whatever. And it's just being like gracious of your health is so huge. It's part of it. It's a big part of it.
I mean, it really is. There's a lot of people, even like people our age or people younger that, wake up one day and it's all downhill. So it's like you just never know what's going to happen. And I just want to take advantage of everything that I have right now.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you're awesome. I'm so glad that I got to know you on a deeper level. Like it is everything happens for a reason, like you said. Like it's cool when I don't know, you don't expect something and it's just so much better than you could have thought. So you're super mature, by the way. Like you're emotionally mature, which is hard to find. So that's great.
I appreciate all the compliments there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't give it if I didn't feel that way. I'm pretty blunt, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I've noticed that. I actually like that about you.
Yeah.
That's
So
sometimes rare to find as well, is just being blunt and real.
yeah, authentic. I feel like it's really important. It's social media, but that doesn't mean you have to lose yourself. We can still be real people.
I honestly think being real and being like more transparent and honest and loyal is what's going to attract like who's meant for you. So I think that's why I have so many amazing people that love and support me in my life daily.
Hmm.
Um, yeah.
Yes, agreed. 100%. Well, I hope you have a beautiful night. Thank you for taking an hour out of your day to do this with me. I appreciate it. Do you want to close off with anything? Promote any accounts or anything that you do? Thanks,
I
Taylor.
mean, thanks for the interview. I was a little, I don't know if I was nervous, a little excited, maybe a little nervous. I didn't really know what to expect. Everybody's like, get ready. Um, Promote anything. I mean, we do coffee Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. ish. If anybody wants to come chill with us, we just like talk and we don't battle. We just hang out and have coffee. And Mama Deb joins, and a couple other friends get in boxes, and we just try to like start the day off good. I know some of you are like getting ready for work or going to taking the kids to school or whatever it is. Yeah, I said 8 ish. I was late a couple days. All right. We were
Uh-oh.
tired. We were up till reset. But
So problematic.
yeah,
Jeez.
no, I mean, we're 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 a good time over here.